Hello Sagittarius, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me this evening or morning or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Just shuffling your cards. I have been tapping into your energy for those of you who will watch, and it's been fun so far. I am feeling a huge upheaval that has to do with relationships, and I mean work relationships, personal relationships, friendships. Just the people who are in your life are about to experience something different to what they have usually gotten from you, which spells major growth from you. And that's just me without having pulled any cards just yet. As always, it is my honor to read for you. So let's see what the cards have to say. And we have the Priestess. We have the Queen of Coins in reverse. Of course, we have Death. We have the Sun in reverse. World in reverse. And the Lovers. This is very interesting. So I have the Priestess here. We have the Sun, we have the World, we have the Lovers, we have Death. What a heavy way to start your reading, Sag. And I mean heavy in the sense of, got a couple of major arcana here that have showed up. And that says that speaks to what I was kind of tapping into, that what I was feeling is that Sag, you are going through a huge turnaround. It's a huge upheaval, and I feel like it's coming for you, whether you like it or not. And it's directly affecting relationships, and like I said, friendships, you know, your relationships with co-workers, from the smallest insignificant acquaintances to the huge major players in your life, your mother, your father. How you are with them is going to transform completely, but it's going to be for your benefit. So I'm seeing here with the Priestess, there's a search for answers, you know, but the search is not in vain. You're guided by your intuition, and your intuition is telling you that it's time to embrace a new way of being in regards to the people in your life. Sort of like you've been taken advantage of, and it's affected a lot of aspects of your life. So with the Priestess being here, it's as though you're being guided by your intuition, and you need to follow your intuition to the best of your ability, because whether you like it or not, this upheaval is coming, and it's required. The Queen of Coins in reverse. What it's telling me is that you've been held back by this way that you've dealt with the people in your life. To a large extent, you've been taken advantage of, Sag. Sorry about that. Motorcycle. You've been taken advantage of for long enough. That's why she's in reverse, right? The Queen of Coins. Not only have you been taken advantage of, I feel like your focus has been on the other aspects of your life that can only make you happy for a certain period of time, right? At some point the coins run out, or not necessarily the coins run out, but what the happiness they can give is short-lived. So that's what I'm seeing here. It's a search for answers, and it's, oh, the answer is that I'm not as happy as I should be, even though I have these things. So I need to address it, you know? And of course, this, I mean, you can't get more clear than this. After recognizing why there is this feeling of not defeat, but kind of like, is this all there is? There's this need for transformation, and you don't get more transformative than a death. So it's the death of the way you interact with the world. Yes, it's the death of how you interact with the world. And I mean, after death there's rebirth, you know, and death allows for that newness to come in, right? Death in your spread is what I expected. There's a major part of you that is going to die, you know. And like I say, this energy that's kind of pushing for you for this upheaval in your life that has to do with your relationships and how you interact with people in your world. It's coming whether you like it or not. I keep saying that, but I think it's really important that it's emphasized, because it feels as though it is. With all of these major arcana, it's a huge moment in your life of it's not even, you don't even have to take long to reassess it. The answer's there. You have been quite apathetic when it comes to the most important things that can promote your growth, and it's put you in a position where you're not good at relating with the world that you live in. You know, the focus has been on temporary things that make you happy. But I mean, that's gonna change now. You have the answer. The answer is that you have to address how you interact with people, because if you address that, you're addressing yourself. And I see here we've been hiding from ourselves, haven't we, Sag? And that's a call. That death card is a call for change. It's a call for transformation. It's a call for breathing new life. And doing so by facing yourself. So it's not to use the word blame, but you can't keep blaming your outside circumstances. You also have to take a look at yourself. I have the sun in reverse. And the sun is the happiest card in all of tarot. So if it's in reverse, I mean, You can make your own assumptions, but I think particularly it means that, wow, all of these major arcana, it's incredible. All of these cards, okay, so, or most of these cards. So the Sun in reverse is telling me that you are going to have to go within and be at peace with how that will impact the world around you, right? And the Sun in reverse is followed by the World in reverse. So it's like this upheaval is going to turn things completely upside down. You're going to go from knowing things to be one way to them completely just the complete opposite. And it's going to be, I'm not going to lie to you, it feels as though it's going to be a very lonely journey for a while. This journey of the death and the rebirth. After the rebirth, you know, you will feel particularly alone for a while. And your world will become smaller, small enough so that you can focus on what's been holding you back and why you felt quite stuck. Then I have the Lovers card that comes out after the World card. And it's meeting destiny at the level of self-love that you were born to give yourself. So it's a meeting with destiny, and the topic of discussion is self-love. You can't get higher than that. So this journey with the cards, through the cards, is telling me that the major upheaval will result in major strides towards self-love. And there's a huge necessity for it that comes out in the fact that there are so many major arcana in your spread. I mean, the Priestess, Death, the Sun, the World card, Lovers. It's time. I sense it's time, and it's coming. I feel as though this huge death and rebirth of the way you used to be and the way people saw you, it's coming fast. I don't see it stretching on I don't see it dragging out. I see it's coming with the quickness, which is good because you need it. You need it to be a thing where you're not put in a position where you think about it and you dwell. You just have to recognize that this is where I'm at, and I need to reinvigorate my outlook as well as how I relate to the world. The Lovers card could also indicate that this has to do primarily with personal relationships, romantic relationships. But I'm for some of you, for the majority of you, I feel as though it has everything to do with the death of one thing so that we reinvigorate our self-love. I want to clarify a little bit more about these 6 cards. You know, we speak about upheaval, and it's very clear. It's very clear that certain aspects of your life that once made you happy or once made you content no longer do. And not even that they no longer do, they just are putting you in a position where things are quite lackluster, right? And you're not necessarily solely to blame, but you're responsible for your own life, and it's time that you choose yourself. It's a choice, and you have to make it, because you're going to be pushed and pressured to make it anyway. It's not sustainable to live in an energy where you are either people pleaser, or you are you're working for someone who, you know, belittles you, or, you know, these are just examples, but that's the energy I'm seeing here. Is just a life that is turning out to be mediocre, but it doesn't have to be. And the mediocrity comes from you pandering and meeting people at their level, and you don't need to meet them down there. Why should you, when you should be soaring amongst the clouds of self-love? You know, this card is beautiful. You'll see the picture in a second, with the lovers, and they're sitting on this like flower bed in the clouds kind of thing. It's wonderful, and that's where you're headed, Sag. Like I say, I'm seeing here that it's coming for you, whether you like it or not. So let's see if there's anything else pertaining to this particular journey that you need to know, or that might be helpful on your way there. Let's see what the cards have to say. I'm just going to pull out, I feel as though I need to pull out 2 more cards to see what else can help you on this journey, and so that it's not as daunting. Let's do this. Let's just do one more shuffle. Okay, I think that's good. The 10 of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. So I have the 10 of Wands, and it is, like I said, the journey towards self-love is a tough one. And so you will feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, and that's the challenge that I see. Sorry, helicopter, 1 second. I live in like the worst place in terms of helicopters, but yeah, so I'm seeing here with the 3 cards I've just pulled out, the 10 of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. The challenge of getting to this point of self-love will definitely be, it's not easy, and it will be riddled with huge emotional turmoil, right? But that's the thing about journeying towards self-love. It's the love itself that will sustain you, or at least the goal. You know, it's not out of your reach. It's a tough, or it's the burden of responsibility might weigh you down. We seldom, you know, it's interesting the times we live in. Everyone is just so focused on everyone but themselves, or everything but themselves. And it's pretty self-explanatory why. Because we're dealing with the 10 of Wands. No one wants that kind of responsibility of, oh, I need to get to a point where my self-love is 100%. It's not easy. But the outcome is the King of Swords. The outcome is the Ace of Wands. Not only will you be victorious, a champion for yourself, but you'll get to a point where you orchestrate not control, where you orchestrate everything that is beneficial to you in your personal relationships, in your life. You know, King of Swords is, he can't get any higher. He's on the mountains holding a golden sword, and he is victorious in his journey towards self-love, to the point where he can pick up the mantle and face anything and anyone. That is the most important part. Such a good read, Sag. Oh, I can't wait to show you how beautiful these cards look to me. You're on your way. You really are. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I'll see you soon.